The Great Depression was a period of great economic and social change that affected many parts of American life. Including Halloween, parents were worried about their children's behavior, so they organized tracks to keep them away from the streets.
Did you know that the holder of the book is more dangerous than the holder of the arms?
Halloween was for a long time a boisterous night for adults and children. It is seen as a positive outlet for young people to set off fireworks, from stealing neighbors' gates to stealing corpses. In the year 1879 AD, about 200 boys in Kentucky stopped a train by placing a dead body across the railroad tracks. In 1900, medical students at the University of Michigan stole a decapitated corpse from an autopsy laboratory. That is the only evening in which the boy could feel free to play and joke in the open air without danger and the pleasure of frightening the pedestrians passing by. Open doors, stealing the neighbor's gates. Even if the boy had stolen the neighbor's door, the punishment would be nothing. There were many people who did not see this as harmless fun before the Great Depression. However, the economic disaster exacerbated the Halloween behavior of young people, resulting in increased general anxiety and anger. In the year 1933 AD, parents were outraged when hundreds of teenage boys flipped over cars. They removed telephone poles and engaged in other acts of vandalism across the country. People began referring to this year's holiday as Black Halloween, similar to the way they referred to the stock market crash 4 years ago as Black Tuesday. Some cities have banned Halloween altogether, but in many other cities, the response was to organize Halloween activities for young people so that they would not engage in them recklessly. And they started organizing trick parties, which include fashion shows and terrifying homes to keep them occupied. In the 1930s, instead of vandalism, a mob of boys flocked to Halloween parties. Some public attractions have been crowded like Europe. Beginning in the 19th century, Marie Tussauds Wax Museum in London and the Chamber of Terror appeared, and in 1915, a British amusement ride manufacturer built an early horror house with dim lights, floor shaking, and devilish screams. These were American haunted houses. It is a small, non-profit space in residential neighborhoods, and in the decades since, large organizations began to host this idea in their own homes so that donations would follow up or be commercial attractions. The most famous and influential was the Haunted Palace Disneyland in 1969 AD, which had a very high production value in its day. Since then, America's horror houses are getting more elaborate. There are more than 1,200 horror sites that pay a fee to enter, but as in the Great Depression, there are still plenty of little places in American neighborhoods that parents make for free using their homes, yards, and children's imaginations. Enough so, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and give us admiration. See you soon.